Avery's here. You know, now I'm just gonna I just dump it into the stream like no editing. Okay. Because now we have to play this.
Nobody talks, nobody talks, nobody talks Shidduchim. This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast. I am your host, IJ, Isaac Held, and this is Avery.
Hello there.
I didn't get the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is Avery.
Thank you so much for welcoming me.
Okay, there you go.
You guys are too
I'm
kind.
I'm dawdling.
You and artificial intelligence audience are just too smart.
And the AI, can you imagine AI like that?
Mm-hmm.
AI is, that's like the biggest trend. Like,
I know.
didn't we talk like one episode recently? It was like AI Shidduchim.
It is, yeah.
That's pretty much what like WhatsApp
I
has
think
done for
you
the
should
Shidduchim
go out with Shlomo Goddessman's daughter. She's 5'6", hazel eyes, studies at Benos Base Menorah, and she is very put together. And that's artificial intelligence.
That would be so funny because the shadchan can definitely the AI can definitely predict what the shadchan would say, and even how the match would.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Yeah. Oh God.
How was the date? What do you mean? Not for you.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
You don't know what you're looking for.
And there's no lamenting in that process. Actually,
It just goes through some sort of robot.
there's no lamenting.
Yeah.
You just respond to the question. They have something that I have no idea how I kind of stumbled upon. It's called like kosher.chat. Some I don't even know where I found it, but kosher.chat. And it's like chat GPT for Jewish stuff, like, you know, and then the literally there's a disclaimer there, and the guy's like, you know, I'm not a rabbi, I'm not the, you know, I'm just answering questions, you know, programmed. So we could Avery, you have a new resource. Just check it out, man.
Thank
you.
Resource. Yeah,
new resource for you. Welcome, Avery. You're back. This is what we call dawdling. No. Avery. So it's 100 episodes. The final episode. Woo. Da, 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 da. It's always good to... Now you're like into the music thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast. Kvetch about your date, call out a shadchan, or have a cookie standoff with his mommy. Dating is banal or banal. Chatting with us about it makes it convivial. We are the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast. We have now just actually 100 episodes about dating in the From Jewish world, the From Jewish community. From first date roadmap to discussing Shomer Nagia, to situations you can get into with references, planning the dates, and staying friends, saving DOAs, dead on arrivals.
On this note, we should have a celebratory,
etc.
Scotch.
Wow, look at Avery here, people. He's like drinking.
Yeah, what do you
want?
These are my bottles anyway.
No, these are not. I promise you.
No, I'm kidding. I brought them.
I can only promise you this is definitely mine. I don't know about the other two. Maybe yours.
No. I'll take the 15 though. That was I know where that was from. That was
the 15 is
the Nate Super Bowl party.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
Yeah, he brought it.
See, I got one. You got yours. Okay.
Drink to celebrate.
Don't worry. My Doreen comes and she cleans.
She cleans up the bottles. She's got it out. She's the cleaning lady that cleans up her people's alcohol.
Ice machine over here.
Oh,
ice machine.
Well, cheers to 100.
Thank you, Avery.
Cheers
Thank
to
you. Thank you, Avery Red Band.
Red Band.
Yeah, because that was Joe Rogan's co-host for 1,800 episodes.
Oh,
so we call you Avery Red Band.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, that is smooth. Wow. So on Spotify, episodes will all be in video. They'll be heading up on. We'll be putting them up with our AV people.
The archive.
It'll be up there, full episodes, because I want to put them on YouTube. But the thing is, like, if I upload them to YouTube, it's going to take a while, and then we don't get any count credit. You know, and like each episode has a lot of hits, and it's like I'm just gonna put in on YouTube. So I'm like, you know what? Spotify now does video. I think it's about a year that they opened that up. So they finally built a good way to just put everything on there. So you'll slowly but surely be seeing the videos put up. And every episode, like, you know, some episodes have the theme song and some aren't. And we're working within a Spotify engineer to you know, make sure the theme song and the ads and everything gets up there. All right. So, Avery, the floor is yours.
We also have to go back and cancel some of the non-woke episodes that the media has told us, you know. Obviously, when we had various guests on. And it's funny that, like, actually going back to the beginning, the floor is mine. Going back to when we started the podcast.
Yeah.
I recall having a spark, an inspiration to discuss and really shed light on the process of shidduch dating that was going on in my personal life, not really understanding that there was a greater therapeutic process that needed to be fulfilled and was being fulfilled at the time that we started this podcast. And I am eternally grateful to you, Izak, for
thank you.
Assisting and giving me the confidence.
Complimenting,
yeah. Pushing me and saying that, oh, you do have a voice and it's, you know, important and, you know, you can do it. And I am eternally grateful.
You better be
for that.
Thank you.
And yeah, I mean, I know I had an inspiration and, you know, I wanted to do it and it was fun and we were having, you know, a good time. Yet I obviously would not ever have started or been involved with some sort of podcast or something, anything technical, because my technical skills are like the skills of a plumber who doesn't have a plunger to unclog a toilet. It just is not going to happen.
So pretty much like a modernish contractor. Because like
exactly.
I found with modernish contractors, like they don't really know, they just know a guy. They know the guy, so they contract. But the from ones, oh man, these guys know how to freaking build a house with 6 pennies.
And these contractors and exactly, you're only as good as the support you have around you, whether that be your family, your business partner, your associate. And so without that, this never would have came about. And like I said, you know, all the experiences that we shared and created and hopefully, you know, related to with you, the audience, never would have came about without that support. So thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. That's it. What have you been up to recently, Avery?
I have been making some life changes and, you know, on the journey to self-acceptance.
The road to Calvary.
Sometimes, the road to Calvary.
So Les Miserables.
Sometimes you have to, you go up and down, and you're gonna have good days, and you're gonna have bad days. And I have been, on some downward paths and trends. Thankfully, I'm coming out of it, but I feel like I've been involved in more positive thinking and support in the last few weeks. So, it was a very vague question.
It's a roller
vague
coaster.
Answer, so.
It's a roller coaster of emotions. You just goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Pretty much figuring out how to get this last podcast in.
Busy man.
Well, one thing I've been doing is checking out other podcasts, like finally listening, because I was just more of a radio kind of podcast guy. But there have been some other, cool podcasts, as I mentioned in a few other episodes, that I've been listening to. And the interesting thing, I don't know how to term this community that I've been listening to, but it's like whatever dating podcast, Fresh and Fit, Jedediah Billa, a few others in that group. And it's the only thing I can think of is like the red pill, blue pill in the genre. I think that's what they like calling it. And pretty much what they're facing and what they discuss in these. Do you know anything about those podcasts?
Nope.
So pretty much they kind of discuss like modern day women, modern day man. Hoflation is this thing that they discuss, like the unbalance of the dating scene in a sense, and it's out there. It's always been tricky for me to explain because it's like very sensitive. Very sensitive. I don't want to use the other word. I don't want to use the C word. I just want to say it's sensitive material. And it's interesting because I feel like what these podcasts are discussing is, kind of ever since COVID, there's a lot of girls out there who have been finding independence in a way. And I guess more traditional valued people would say it's not the best kind of independence because a lot of these girls are pretty much using social media platforms, for example, like Instagram, TikTok, but really like OnlyFans, those kinds of things to be financially independent, to produce money. And they don't agree with that. And then, of course, there's the other side that says, no, we should be celebrating this, that they're finally able to do so. So it's a very interesting conversation. Now, why would I bring it up? I'm bringing it up because the Jewish community got hit with this first. The Jewish community got hit with this first. Not in this, creator, that's what they call a creator sense, in the sense of women have been independent in the Jewish community for probably a good 15 years. And it's really changed the dating game, and that's really what I could look back and comment on and say, I think of all things, we can relate this shidduch struggle between the millennial, lower millennial, upper Gen Z, let's say, the battle, but really primarily just the millennials, is that, women have, the dating scene has changed where like a man can't just have a job and a good personality, or not even a good personality, just a standard, personality. They have to do a lot more because women have independence in so many areas, and it 100% hit the Jewish community first. Think about it. Girls were going to college, going to get educated. It just kind of became a part of the shidduch curriculum, 10, 15 years ago, even more, but, probably started really 20 years ago, but it just really started trending, catching on the past 10, 15 years. And now it's just rampant. I mean, this is standard. We would always joke, people can check back like literally 90 episodes ago. We were like, yeah, I just got a resume and it said the girl is a WhatsApp group administrator. But like these things really became more prevalent and perpetuated into something very real. Like there's a real independence amongst, young Jewish women today. That's fantastic. And then on the other hand, you have guys who, I guess, kind of just got screwed or fell out of the traditional ways to live on two ends. The first end would be financially, and then the second end would be creatively. I think financially, there's a lot of expectation. There always has been. And we have a whole generation of guys who are literally just professionals, like who were trained as professionals, accounting, lawyer, doctor. Well, I don't want to say but doctor, but anything in that area, just a professional, even if the guy's selling insurance. And that's good, but a lot of guys don't want to do that now, and there's an alternative. There's an alternative. The past few years has been an alternative. Like you can be a DJ, you can be an event planner, you can do these jobs. Photography, man, huge. You can do those jobs that I guess were shone upon in the frum world 10, 15 years ago, and now like is actually a job to do. So you have, I'm trying to bifurcate it as easy as I can because it's sensitive and it's tough to direct. But you have a lot of guys who are like, have either pretty much had no career or they pretty much just picked a profession and they're just struggling with it, with artificial intelligence, with shipping jobs off, like with a bunch of stuff, just trying to balance the work. Even if you have a job, it's like balancing the work to be like, religious. So that's like on the one hand. And then the other hand is these guys who are doing it and are actually trying to work through it have not been trained or allowed to focus on their creative and or mental health side. So again, I'll say that again. You have guys who, are okay with whatever career, because the career is like a big chunk of a life, and it's a big part of dating. So they're focused one way, they're on a certain route, and then they don't know how. Like we just don't know how. We don't have the tools or don't have the capabilities to express and have a personal life, and that's kind of where we are. And, we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Does that make any sense, Avery?
Well, that was quite a monologue.
Very deep.
It seems like that.
I didn't plan that.
That seems to hit you personally.
Yes, absolutely.
Quite hard because I don't know. I take it that you are on the fence of which way you personally should go, which is to devote your time to a creative mental health life, or throw yourself at work and, try and fit in to the life that everyone else has begotten from their forefathers. I don't know.
Sort of like that, but pretty much, I mean, I'm just an observer, always have been, and that's certainly what has been, my success in running a podcast, is that like I'm using, people are given gifts, and I'm not kidding you. 10 years ago, my Shidduch resume, like one of the first things on there was in interests was people watching. I was like, people watching. I feel like I created the term even. Now, a few other girls created the term, but I snagged it. I was like, yeah, people watching. I like that because I just like watching people. If I'm at the park or if I was at shul, if at the park, if I went to get ice cream, just doing the regular, like Andrew Dice Clay, he always goes to pick up his own dry cleaning kind of thing. Except I won't go get the dry cleaning. I'll have my assistant Avery, get in. But I'll stand outside with a cigarette and just kind of look around, But that kind of thing. So where it kind of hits home is because when I was single and in my shidduch years, I am still single. I'm just when I was, in the singlehood and in the shidduch core, and I was dating. I always literally from day one, I noticed the older guy. I always noticed the older guy. I always noticed the older girl. Well, my family had like a very close neighbor of ours who three girls actually, who were like the older single girls, and they stayed these people stayed single for many, many years. So I was just, I guess, more keen to it because of that, or just from my innate ability, whatever it was. And I just noticed, I was like, well, what are happening to those guys? And I never really contemplated or put too much thought to it, never really perseverated on it until I woke up one day and I was like, oh, okay, that could be me tomorrow. That could be me. And as Ben Affleck says in Good Will Hunting to Matt Damon, to Will, so it's Will and Dickie. And Dickie, who was played by Ben Affleck, he looks at him and he goes, they're smoking a cigarette, they're having a beer, they're by the car, by the construction site, and he says, tomorrow I'm going to be 50. And I'm going to wake up and do the same thing. And if the best thing that happens to me is some yutz at the bar buys me a drink, that's going to be the highlight, with the Boston accent. Which, by the way, I think does he have like a natural Boston accent? I heard him talk in the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Anyway, maybe he was just putting on a persona. I don't know. People comment to us. So pretty much, I've just fallen into it, and now I am. I'm like someone who is, I guess, pseudo Jewish community member.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you still shidduch date? Do you take part in that process?
I don't like shidduch date through. Well, I'll put it like this: I'm open to everything. So whatever kind of comes my way, I'm very open to. So if anybody messages me and says I have an idea or something, I'll certainly entertain it. I'm not going to kind of push them away or dismay it at all. And if you catch me on the right day, I'll literally say yes. I just said these two different women reached out to me. Funny, I say girls because they're these two kids. These were two kids I knew back in Five Towns. These two girls reached out to me. They had two girls in mind. I went out with both of them. It was just a total bust. And
what killed it?
It was just. It was like so. I guess it's just so not where I am. I don't know. I got to figure that out. Where do you meet? That's the big thing, and that's always what I've been promulgating on the show. It's like the big question: where do you meet today? Where do you meet? Like everyone knows the formula. If you're in your mid-20s, you got a lot of options. If you're in your mid-20s, you can go to singles events. You can go to Shabbos meals. You can, I guess some shuls still have these. You can go to friends' parties, college, university, work, all these things. But
lame-o.
What happens after?
I mean to offend.
What happens after is the question. So I guess I'm at that point because now I'm a working professional. Mm-hmm. If I do hang out with my friends, they're all married with kids. If I hang out with other friends, they're pretty much either not religious or dying. No, I'm getting done.
Yeah.
They're dead. They're really, or they're just, totally.
And by dying,
non-affiliated.
you mean married.
Yes, exactly.
No. There you go. Yeah. Slow death, as my dad says.
Slow death. Yeah.
Classic.
That's funny. So that's kind of where it is, and to dovetail or link what I was mentioning before is. There's a real tremendous stigma in the Jewish community against the natural and only way, again, the natural and only way for a guy to successfully date. And that would be to date younger. So, for example, I'm 31. If I'll be very vulnerable but real here, and I've always being real with the audience. I mean, that's the audience.
You're nothing if not.
I'm just saying, I'm always being very real here, and I like to think that I have, and it's a good and bad thing. The way I kind of think, or just keenly observe the situation. For myself, I've seen it this way, where you can be, in your 30s, and really in the normal world, the regular world, or the Umas Olam, or the Goyish world, whatever you want to call it, what happens is you're going to date much younger. That's just that's what happens. It's a natural thing. It's very common. I'd say it's more common like maybe when you're 35 plus, 40 plus, and you're kind of dating like a 25, 30-year-old. Not that I'm against someone who's going to meet same age, but in the Jewish community, try doing that. Try calling a shotgun and just saying, yeah, I'm 30. Yeah, set me up with a 20-year-old. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And now, why would I promote that? I think because it's, I think as like an Orthodox Jewish person who's a little bit more modern in their practice, you're going to provide like stability and security. That's really what you're providing at that point. And a younger girl is really going to appreciate that tremendously. Rather, it's a little bit more tough to do with someone around your age who's going to be expecting more. And it's just not, and it's just natural, and it's the way it is. And it's no disrespect. It could be either or. I think, a girl who's like 20, a girl who's around my age, let's say I'm 31, I'm dating a girl who's 28. Like she has a little bit more expectation of like, are you settled in to my standard? So I guess a Jewish community standard, whatever the check marks may be. I don't know. I guess to just anecdotally throw some out there. Do you have a house? Are you really setting your career? Are you making six figures? Have you been making six figures? I don't care if you're making now. Like, have you been making six figures? These things, and again, we could really correlate this to that red pill, blue pill community out there that is dealing with a similar thing, because something's going on here. I mean, everyone sees it. I'm open to hearing suggestions, and I totally accept that a lot of women are going to say, well, it's because, men are just so incompetent, or they've kind of dwindled down to what they used to be. And I can't disagree with that. No question. But you can't, you just because you have like the top 5% killing it of men, and then you got the bottom simps, you got that bottom 30, 40% of simps, doesn't mean you got like a chunk in the middle who are doing well and give them a better chance.
Huh? What does that mean?
Oh, do you know what a simp is?
No, I know what that is. I think that
because a lot of girls and women and from these dating podcasts, and again also from my dating experiences as well. From setting up hundreds and hundreds of Jewish daters, hundreds, and probably 200 or 300 people I've set up.
I understand.
Nothing recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's this just catch up. I mean, and that's what the girls would say. They would say, well, I just need someone, older, more mature, or more this, or more that, etc. Pontificate on that. I'm just going to go fix put that camera, charge it.
I have nothing to say.
Go ahead, Avery.
No, I disagree with the, label that you were. Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm here.
I think labeling people as someone who is only going to date younger people and labeling a gender as if they're only going to do some sort of one thing, saying that all women or a majority of women are expecting something from guys, and then saying that another 34 to 40% of guys are simps, meaning that I don't even know what that means really. Ultimately, it's bullshit. I think it does more harm and it promotes harmful stereotypes to the individuals that are out there, such as yourself. I believe it does immense damage to the mindset of these people who now have these inferiority complexes that are already bubbling within the person, let alone, right, attempting to go out and meet a woman. Having these terminologies, which they have to keep in their head, really does a lot of harm to your mental health. And I think it's awful. I really think that people should just take whatever route their authentic self tells them that they need. So if that's aspiring to not date because you're trying to get certain things in order in your life and you're not really concerned about women dating, whatever, whomever, wherever, whenever, whether that's dating for marriage because you want some sort of stability, that's fair and fine. If that's what you need, take the time to search within yourself and really ask yourself what it is that you need, because humans on a more macro basis are just looking for security, comfort, love. Everybody wants to feel loved. And whether that be from a single feminine woman, you're never going to get the love that you want if it's
that your mother
only
gave
from
you.
some person, because they can't be your source of they can't be your only source of love. Again, they should be some sort of source, a consistent source, but if they're your only source of love, what's going to happen when you fight and you withdraw, or she withdraws? And this occurs so frequently with people, especially in their first relationships, but even later on in their relationships. And then resentment builds. Resentment builds towards this person as an oppressor. And then the narrative starts to shift. Whereas this person's holding back my happiness because they're withdrawing love from me. And I'm going to go out and cheat, drink, gamble, steal, and or binge other things because they feel that in need to cope in some way. So I staunchly disagree with...
You loved, like, staunchly disagree.
I staunchly disagree with this concept of labeling.
Well, let's break it down then.
names.
So for the labels, it's very simple here. No one is, labeling people and then saying, "Hey, go do that." Here you're labeled. With 2023, just there are certain things people are going to do, and then I don't know, the culture is just very into labeling things today, and I guess it's a point of recognition or understanding when someone may mention these certain tags of, oh, hey, you get it. Oh, yeah. Oh, you've been listening to that, for example, like if it's politically, let's say you say rhino, like, because rhino is like a political jargon, used for like more left-wing Republicans. So like, yeah, doesn't mean, oh, they're rhinos. It's just they're doing something that means rhino. So, when we're referencing, like this guy's a simp or this girl's I don't even know all some of the terms are just too vulgar. I can't even say the others, but there is a definition for it. There is a definition for it, but the reality is that most people, everyone's going to agree on this. Like for me to say, hey, for me to actually dip out and say, yeah, there are some guys out there who are simps. Hey, I'm a guy and I'm attacking the guy. Like I'm attacking that kind of behavior. I'm not attacking the person. I'm just attacking the behavior. If it's something you ardently disagree with, we would probably break it down. Break it down and say, hey, what is it? So you mentioned that. Well, people should go out and change the game. But we've had conversations about that because people can't change. They can change a little bit of their game and what they're doing, but they can't change the values and, what your, I guess maybe a little bit of the foundation. But let me give you more. Let me give you just an example of it. Like if you were raised an Orthodox Jewish person, it's going to be in your blood, man. It's going to be in your dreams. It's going to be in your thoughts. Everything you're doing, like you want to live some kind of conservative, traditional, valued life, family, community, those things, right? You as yourself can still recognize with that. You just want to take it differently and perhaps maybe say, well, I don't want my community to be the shul. I might want my community now to be my baseball team. That's shifting it. But the reality is that most Jewish daters kind of stay in the surroundings that they're in. That's just the reality of it. It's very tough to get out to try to do something different. I don't think no one knows it more than you, right? You've done, if I could say, you've been doing improv, and people are just like, what? They're dumbfounded. They're perplexed. Like, what? You're doing improv? Like, what is that? What is that, right? I've witnessed it with you. So what exactly with this do you disagree with? So I can break it down. Yeah,
I think it's not a disagreement. It's maybe within the structure of
classic Avery line.
Oh, well, it's not dating. So. No, it's not exactly. Like, I hate. I disagree with Sims. I disagree with the idea of labeling people as terminologies of hierarchical status. So
it's not a hierarchical. It's not a hierarchical. It's a way of living.
A 10 or a hottie or any of this bullshit, which is demeaning to them as human beings.
Someone
fundamentally disagree with.
Dude, you just told me some time ago. Let's say I don't want to get too specific, but let's say you're at a family simcha, okay, and someone comes over to you. What are you doing? You married? Where you living? Are you buying a house yet? What would you call that person? Aside from probably very small.
Call him an asshole.
Exactly. That's a simp.
That's asshole. But
he's behaving
like an asshole.
That's
an asshole. He's just doing things that are the behavior.
You want to be very sensitive towards it.
The behavior. It doesn't mean Donald Trump does good things, right? He does good things.
He does great things.
He has done a lot of bad things, and we call out the behavior. And patterns are people. You are your pattern.
Why is it always Trump that people like? Oh, why don't we? Biden's president. Let's talk about Biden.
I think Biden has done in terms of his personality.
Biden's done great, but also he's done
in terms of his personality.
Trump's an easy target. I got to defend the president
because he says and does some extremely nasty, vile things to people. He's in the middle of a rape case.
That I could,
call people
that
nasty things. Words matter.
That I can certainly would love to pontificate on another podcast, but let me steer back to the point that I think you can very much relate to what I just said before, and can dovetail and piggyback off of it. Like you get what's going on, you see what's going out there. Now I agree that it's not meant for everybody. It's 100%. Totally get that. But what do you do next is the question. What do you do after it? How do you handle it? And hopefully, we have 100 episodes to tell people just a few options. There's just a few options. I mean, just we're offering a few options. Not that they're limiting options, but hey, there's a few options out there for you to check out and see. Maybe you'd like to do this, right?
Sure. I don't know what you're referring to, but
well,
what
like
options are you
in
talking
terms of the episode, in terms of like we have podcasts out there. Like we have podcasts out there to get ideas. If you want to go. Talk to a social worker, talk to a rabbi, talk to Avery.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know what you're referring to. They should go listen to the podcast.
Avery, I told you shouldn't be drinking.
Hold on. You said that they should go listen to a podcast if they need help.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or go to speak to a therapist or something.
Well, like I was saying, those are some of the other options.
Yeah.
I mean, but, that itself, you've...
recommend.
Well, what would you recommend to someone who's, a few years into their dating, really miserable or just struggling? What would you recommend they do?
Yeah, as someone who has my own personal ups and downs with dating, mental health, emotional availability at times, is that, again, if you can't give the emotional capacity needed to give to yourself, how can you expect to give it to your partner? When is it going to happen? I don't think it'll ever happen if you can't give it to yourself. And giving it to yourself means doing
you're
things
saying, see, that I disagree with, because what you're saying is, that person doesn't deserve love.
I'm not saying they don't deserve love.
That's what you're saying.
So what do you mean?
You're saying they don't deserve it, because if you can't love yourself, how could you love another person? It's easier to love and care for someone else than it is to love and care for yourself.
Say it again.
It's easier to love and care for somebody else than it is to love and care yourself.
And what does that mean? I'll give an example.
Like, have you ever had a baby?
No.
Forget it. I can't explain it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying
when you're homesick, and it's been a long ass week of work, and you're like you want to just crawl into bed, like all you could do is crawl into bed. You can't make yourself soup. You can't take care of yourself. But if your girlfriend or your wife or your child was going, oh my God, you're going to get soup. You're going to get hot food. You're taking care of them. There's that mental, some psychological thing. You can contact Ahuva for that. She knows that stuff better than I do. But true.
I mean, I don't really understand. I guess caring for them, caring for someone else means being there, being able to provide a stable emotional presence for them when needed. It doesn't necessarily just mean buying things for somebody. Buying things is nice. Giving them money is nice. Giving them a hug, sex, whatever, that's nice. But in terms of consistency, that's not necessarily always there.
Yeah.
I don't think that, I don't think that's depicted very well in our community, the one that we grew up in particularly. At least not
the in town
that I've seen.
Jewish
or
Orthodox Jewish community that's like yeshivish and modern. Like the yeshivish and modern. The Young Israel and the yeshiva types.
It's called being able to give someone the authentic space to freely be themselves, even if that means hurting the person. An example would be if somebody one day woke up and said, a woman, a man, said, John, our relationship is great. We've been married for 5 years, and I really care about you, but emotionally, I have fallen in love with this other person.
Oof.
That is, now John is here saying...
But what you're explaining is an anomaly. That's an anomaly in the Jewish community.
It's not.
It happens. I agree with you 100%.
It happens emotionally.
That it happens.
People fall out of love with other things. And it happens all the time, and we don't see it.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's just...
But they don't act on it. Well, not act on it in that sense.
Maybe it's just a desire, but your emotions and your mind, desires are parts of us. Our dreams, our wants, our needs, physically, mentally, sexually. You're working at a job and you desire something else, something
Talmudically
somewhere. You have not emotionally given yourself to that job. You emotionally see yourself somewhere else. And that happens all the time. Always. I know for myself.
Yes, but then what's your point with that?
My point is we deny it. We deny it. And the form of love that we say is, okay, fine, keep going. Just keep buying them stuff and coming home and giving them money and being the provider, blah, 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 bullshit, masculine role, and give them all this shit that you think that they want. It's not necessarily what they want. Sometimes their desires are something else, and it's going to occur in so many ways that we don't even know it's occurring. And you have to cope with it. Otherwise, it's going to come out somewhere else. And that's okay. That's healthy. That's human beings. That's how we work. That's what I would consider emotional availability. Being able to share with somebody the innermost, deep, dark secrets of your mind. And bringing that out to reality.
And where does that sit in the dating, the shidduch dating conversation? Where does that fit in?
I see you're asking questions because I ask questions too. I think it fits in to what you were saying. No,
I'm curious.
I was just giving you a background on what I believe. I believe that's emotional availability.
Yeah, but see,
I have a difference.
I think
of opinion.
you're going under the premise that
yeah.
everyone is so emotionally intelligent. That's not the case.
I feel like every human being is capable of having their emotions met and fulfilled. They're just not aware of where it comes out. Like, I'll give you an example. Girls we've dated.
You were just a little safe there because you got to realize what you just said. You said, "Well, I believe every emotional, is capable." But by the way,
they're not necessarily in touch with it.
But actually, some not.
I don't think they're in touch.
You're playing
with
both
it.
sides.
No, I don't.
You're playing both sides.
Yeah, I don't think they're in touch with it. That's all. And
who? The average dater?
Yeah, of course. I wasn't in touch with it. You think I knew what the fuck I was looking for 2 years ago?
This guy.
Do you feel like you're in touch with every part of your emotional capacity? I, for certain, do not. And I'm still working through that. It takes years to mend that aspect of life.
Yeah.
No,
I hear that. Ugh.
It takes years.
So hot. If people
a girl, for example.
I was going to say, if people see me sweating, the air conditioner's not in yet, don't think I'm like nervous or I don't know. What's that P word with sweat? Precipitating. Precipitating.
Yeah.
That means sweating, I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Avery.
It's not the heat of the battle. No, it's not battle.
Well, you should be going. You should be going with this information. You should be going to every Shabbos table in the country and telling them.
I would. It's not my battle to have.
It's not your battle.
I have to worry about my own mental health, let alone theirs. But at the same time, here's what I mean. And dating, for example, when I was dating, shidduch dating, I would project my insecurity onto the person.
Yes, I remember.
I was dating. So whether that be within me being insecure about my looks, which is why I would look for obviously like a better looking partner. That's an insecurity. That's an inability to handle my own emotions with however it is I'm looking or feeling. Dating someone younger could be an example of that. Looking to date someone who's younger to make you feel more youthful and spry because you're feeling a little bit older. Dating someone who is a bit more secure in their college career, for example, maybe some sort of form of handling that desire, at least for me. Those were things that I think back now.
But I would want to clear that up because it's a good point. But I just wanted to clear up because when I mentioned the youth thing, I was just giving you an example of where there's bias or there are hurdles for Jewish dating guys my age. That's what I was pointing out. that the matchmakers, the shadchans, the parents, no one wants to set up a guy with a younger girl. Or let me change that. No one wants to set up any 19 to 25-year-old girl with any guy who's over 30. Because they're very willing, otherwise, if you got a 50-year-old guy and you find a 38-year-old woman, they're very down for that. So that was the point of that before, to just explain to you why it's a challenge. You hit 28 in in Shidduchim. You hit 28 in Shidduchim, Jewish dating. Mm-hmm. It becomes a bit of an issue because you're too old for the younger girls, and you're not mature enough for the girls around your age. That is the obstacle. Everyone could agree with that. Plenty, I'm sure, disagree with that. And then I think what you were mentioning before to link that was, like people go through these emotional roller coasters. They jump on the journey. The issues start getting more prevalent. The issues start coming out, because you're just around that insecurity, like, what's wrong with me? Because, hey, you got all these matchmakers and rabbis, and you have all these people, all the toxic people are telling you, well, there's something wrong with me. It's not me trying to set up, and it's not me. No, it's you. And you're a young, nice Jewish person, and you're going to take that. And a lot of girls, start hearing this at 25. And it really breaks them down. You have to have a real strong foundation to push back against it, So that's pretty much what I want. And I wanted to hear, before we get into the Jewish matchmaking, which I want to hear your feedback on, here's one line I wrote down, and because I am on the guy's side. I have made the case for the girls, and I've made it when I went on the Shabbaton with Gedalia Fenster. And I came on the podcast and I told everyone, I don't know if you listened to that one, but I said on the mic, I get the girls' complaints because, Isaac and I, the other Isaac, we went down to Florida. We went to the Shabbaton. And I was actually baffled. I was perplexed because I would say out of the 500 singles there was a lot of singles. It was I want to say hot crowd just because I'm New York, but meaning it was a dynamic crowd. They really had pockets from everywhere, every different place, Of course, like I say, Yamach Shemo, what's his name? He would have shot us all the same, like from far, but from inside, pretty much all the same people. But very close up, there was this, this sect and that sect and this community, of course. And I was looking around and I was actually I was pretty baffled because, it must have been maybe 15, 20% of the guys were off. Like they had Asperger's, they were off, they were just socially very weird. Like I saw that, and I was actually and I will take the girl's side on that because for me, a guy, I had all these options of women. Like I had, minus a few age because there were some 50-year-old women there. Not that I wouldn't date a 50-year-old woman, but, I just, I might want to have some kids. So maybe 40, but let's say you take those numbers in and, I had 90% of the field was for me, and then minus 3 ex-girlfriends who were there. So, 87% out there was for me. I could do. But for the girls, like the girl I was sitting next to, she saw, first of all, a bunch of the guys are younger. Okay, forget that. But between the special needs, not mental illness, that's a different thing. But the special needs, it was prevalent. I saw that they really didn't have too many options. So I just wanted to just state that before I make the guy's case where, for the guys, I am taking the guy's side and I am talking about the simp life because I believe in it. The simp life is definitely out there and really ruining it for good old, for the good guy. You're a good guy. I'm a good guy, and you have to really get a definition of simp, but it's like a sucker and a wimp. Pretty much this kind of guy would try to do everything he can to get the girl, and it dismays them and it disdains them in a sense. And that's kind of the prerogative of that term in the community. And our audience is like intelligent. They know what a simp is. You could research it. So my point with that, I wanted to mention those two things, is that here's what I wrote down after listening to, I think it was the Whatever podcast. I thought they had a really solid point. I wanted to read it. I would tell every guy out here who is dealing with a shadchan and dealing with a parent, whoever it may be, who's saying, it's your fault. It's your fault. You're not trying hard enough. It's all your fault. You're not applying yourself. Dude, Avery, help me out here. Tell him to go bleep himself. Tell him to go screw off. Okay? Here's a line what you can say. And I wrote it down. I think you're ignorant to the average guy's experience. Men have to work 200% harder than their grandfathers did for women who are 100 times worse than our grandmothers. Everyone should see Avery's face. Avery's like, ah!
I completely disavow from that statement.
Okay. That's fine. It's not, this podcast isn't everybody must agree shidduchim.
Or disagreement is okay.
So, but that's the reality out there for most guys. Again, whether you disagree with it or not, that's fine. You can disagree. That's not the point of it. Mm-hmm. Because the point of it is, if you're a caring human being, especially someone who's been podcasting this whole time, there has to be some kind of care. When I went down to that singles event, I felt bad for those guys who, were struggling, were off. I felt bad for them, man. I wouldn't tear into them. But you got to call out what is. Hey, these guys, maybe some of them should not have been there. I don't know, whatever I don't want to. That's a whole other thing. But my point is that you may disagree with that, but that's what most guys experiences today. This is their experience. And that's it.
This will lead very well
into
who could Jewish matchmaking.
Who could it be?
This is going to lead well into Jewish
matchmaking.
Who could it be? Yeah.
I'm saying, if that's their, right, it's either the situation or it's them.
We're discussing emotional availability. So this will actually lead well into Jewish matchmaking because
Jewish matchmaking on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah. Okay. Jewish matchmaking on
Finally,
Netflix.
Finally, you bring it up. Okay, go.
Having watched the show, my untrained eye assumed 50% of the guys are probably gay and they just haven't dealt with it emotionally. If you watch the show, the way that if you're emotionally available, the way you're going to treat a woman. One guy didn't show up on time. That guy from Israel ditched her on the date, treated her like a piece of garbage. I'm not defending that guy. I'm not telling him. I'm not telling the world that this guy is a representative of the struggle for men to find women. The next guy, let's go through the list.
Wait. Can I just tell you?
The first guy who was obsessed with finding someone who is blonde hair and blue eyes.
That guy's called a simp. I mean, just by the way, it just goes to show you.
You're describing almost every single guy.
But that's a simp. That's a simp.
But that's the people that you're defending.
No, not at all.
That's exactly who you're defending.
I'm not defending them.
I think you're defending them.
By the way, I'm saying I'll defend the person, but I'm gonna disdain the action. I'm gonna call out the action.
Let's continue.
Let's continue. Said.
Okay, there was the guy in the first episode.
Well, Viggy, that's the problem. The problem is that we're dealing with boys. You got to be a man. I mean, there's a guy on Instagram years ago. I don't know what his deal is, but his Instagram, he's like a licensed therapist, master's degree, license, and his Instagram handles F boys, like boys. And he just goes on this rant. And yeah, dude, I totally get it. I mean, his point is God, you have to be a man.
Own your shit.
Own it.
Own
exactly.
your shit.
I got to put an explicit.
I don't care. Put an explicit. It just is just a factual thing. There's a reason that these women feel like they're burnt. I'm defending them entirely because people are just afraid to own their shit.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, this was, first of all, you got to understand, that is the point of Netflix picking up content such as that.
Jewish content.
That they want to, not just Jewish, it could be anything. They want to show you the problems. You think they're going to show. There's going to be one person on there who is perfect and they're successful and everything just goes perfunctory. Like, was there someone like that? There wasn't, right?
There wasn't. And there's
I only saw, like, I didn't see the last 2 or 3 episodes, but I watched everything else.
Yeah. If you want a more feel good.
Oh, the girl out in Utah. I remember I saw she was the one who was rollerblading with that guy. I mean, but I didn't see what happened after. Oh, he was a simp.
You know
no, I was asking you.
I don't know.
I was like, was that guy a simp?
No, I don't know.
Well, I just want to tell you.
The worse I think it was.
I just want to explain to you.
Say this.
I just want to explain to you that the reality is that for myself, a lot of those guys, I wish them well. They look like really good dudes. Good people. And I'll hang out. I'm not going to hold certain proclivities they have against them. I'm not going to hold that against them. Some faults. But I'll call, like I said, I'm going to call out the BS. Absolutely. Like that guy who met the girl in Florida and he was late. Yeah. Like, dude, what are you doing? But it's just the way he was talking to the girl also. It was like a little bit odd. Clearly he didn't want to be there. Like, he was afraid of the girl. You can tell, right? The cute girl, what was her name? The one from Miami. She was very attractive. She was like a social media influencer or marketing, something like that. I wish I had the names. Producer, can we get the names? Can we get the names of the show contestants here? Yeah, Avery, I'm gonna go look up the names. You take the mantle.
I got nothing to say.
What are you talking about? You have anything to say? You're just calling it out. You're like, I can't stand these guys. I hate them.
If you prompt me, I'll have something to say. I'm not going to just opine for no apparent reason. Yeah. I'll promote good. If you want a better depiction of what human life and interactions within dating should be, watch the show Sex Education. That will provide a better blueprint for actual life and dating. Watch Shameless. There's a show with this marriage and family therapist that it's a reality
Shameless.
TV show. Watch it. It's funny. It's real. Watch
One More Day.
This show with the licensed marriage. I think it's called Family Therapy, Marriage, something like that. And it's on maybe Bravo. And that is a show about couples who are in bitter.
Here it is.
Sports.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. We borrowed Jamie from Joe Rogan's show.
Yeah.
I have a ton of charisma, but by far my greatest quality is my humility.
My name is Elisa Ben Shalom.
Okay.
I am a matchmaker and dating coach.
Welcome.
Oh, that guy. Oh, like, okay. So this guy, okay, this guy's a sweet guy. You know, this guy, what was he? He was like 55. I can't comment on someone 55. It's so out of my purview, man. Okay, Elisa Ben Shalom. You have any comments on her?
I thought she was horrible. Yeah.
You didn't like her?
Awful.
I thought she did a really good job, and I really liked her. And
she did some horrible things.
Oh, like what?
There was one particular.
See, that's, by the way, can I just say, that's what I love about us. Like, we'll poke at people, we'll be like, dude, yeah, you suck there. Like,
I thought she did some things that. This is why I didn't want to go on the show in the first place.
Oh yeah, like
after
you were.
Her, I was perturbed. I thought that the fact that she was probing the Israeli girl, I forgot her name, Cindy, about her previous relationship, which ended 8 months. She was almost engaged. She dated someone for 3 years.
Yeah, that I did not like.
Months, and then
totally did not like that. Totally agree.
Excuse me, Cindy. Well, you probably are not ready to be in the dating world right now.
Oh, is that what the blonde girl?
Let's go through your past. I will show you your past and show you exactly what
I bring to a relationship.
Elisa Ben Shalom, who are you? Are you a therapist? Did she ask for this? Did she solicit you to go through her past. No, she's here for dating. Give her what she's looking for. Who are you?
Right, you're a glove. Right. Oh,
Who
a
are
million
you?
percent. A million percent. And
This
yes,
is a
I am
service.
recalling that. I feel like I should have recently watched it. I
was
think it's like a
awful.
month already.
Yeah.
100%. But I'm sure Netflix baited her into it. Whatever it was, I don't know. But I'm just gonna comment on what I saw. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Just shut the. Yeah. Hey, you're a glove.
Then
You're a glove.
What
That's
bothers
it.
me systemically
That's it.
is the concept of allowing the vainness of the people, the men particularly, and also the women too, to dictate the matches.
Well, they made
but that's the show.
they
That's
showed the
Netflix,
women
and
in
that's
good
what
light,
bothers me.
right?
Of
I
course
think they showed the women in good light,
sort of,
right?
yeah, to an extent.
Like they were very Pollyannish about the women.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Finding your person.
She was
is
sweet, the old
hardest
girl.
thing to do
The
in the
blondie.
entire world. And
Blondie,
that's
give me
where
a
I
call.
come in. The matchmaking I strictly do with the Jewish community, where I have helped over 200 couples to get to the chuppah.
I want them to be obsessed with me. I need passion.
Animal lover.
Blonde or blue eyes?
Okay,
or,
this guy
you know,
was
bigger?
dude.
Mhm.
This guy.
You know what I mean?
Okay, this guy, dude.
Who's that?
Dude, this guy is in love with his mother. It's crazy. This guy, dude, get your life together, man. I mean, come on, right?
Obviously.
Okay, that you don't comment on.
I can't. That's
Wow,
just too much.
you're just
already.
in a triggering.
Yeah, it's too much. I'm already done. I can't do it anymore. It's very. I was so.
This guy, dude, I was like, bro,
You saw me when I was
Get it
watching the show
together.
in your car. I was like physically having.
you were sick. Yeah, you were
Children.
literally
I'm
watching in my car.
Palpitations.
Kansas
from
that
it.
is a Jew of my color.
Yeah, this
As an
woman.
Orthodox Jewish woman, if you're 28,
oh,
people in the
Faye?
comments, you're such a great.
Oh,
We
God,
love Faye.
Her too. She was
all like amazing.
You didn't like Faye?
boggles the mind. No, I couldn't stand.
How
her.
many Fays have you dated? No, because I've dated. I've dated about 20 Fays. Exactly like that.
Just so intense.
And now I'm sitting here in shorts and a baseball hat.
I think she answered. I think she opened the date. If I'm not wrong. Like, so what do you do? What's your plan? Second date? What's your plan?
Right.
What many kids?
How many kids? Right.
Attack probe. Like just probe.
Well, see, that's the thing.
It was-
I did not understand what Faye was. I mean, I understand what Faye was trying to do with the guy in the beginning. Like when they would take her off on the side and she would comment, she would say, and I quote, paraphrase quote, well, I want to see if our values are the same and our morals. And I'm like,
She kept leaving.
this guy is. I'm like, this guy has the same values and the same. What are you talking
She
about?
kept leaving an out.
What are you
if you were listening
talking
to.
about?
A date, a first date.
I'm like, no offense. And again, this is not I don't want to attack Faye. I just want to point it out because a lot of girls are like this. I just want to really call it out because I'm like, how much more can you be a match for one another? Like, you guys are on the same religious page. You're on the same, values and halachic, all this stuff, the whole list, okay? The way they dressed. Like, how much more do you need? How much more do you need?
It's more than that. It's that they can't.
If you're telling me if it was meant wanted to say, and I think she probably did want to say, he just wasn't the one for me, And then I also didn't like what she said. And again, not her. I'm just saying, this is what they all say. All those girls like that.
Yeah.
I just want someone like my father, goes to like, yo, bro, listen to this podcast. 100 episodes. We're talking about this. Cut your father out. Cut your brother out. It's not happening. It's not happening.
She's married
to
a concept. She's married to an idea.
But that's what it is, by the way. If you want to be religious and if you want to be an Orthodox frum person, that's what you have to be married to, and that's what you're marrying. You're not marrying the person. It's about you're marrying the religion. That's what it is. And you're just going to wait longer. That's it. I've seen 20 Fays. They've all gotten married. I'll tell you. Most of them later in life. But it'll happen. Yeah. I don't want to
get married.
That's
be fine. Eventually, you're going to have to live with the person that's no longer a concept. That's my problem with Faye. is that she wasn't willing to give this guy
She was reclusive
a
about
chance
it. Absolutely.
to explain.
She didn't
himself,
give him
to
a chance.
talk
I felt
about
like
to say, oh yeah, maybe you do have struggles going to Minion, and that bothers you. Why?
Well, he should have. By the way, I will.
And that's fine if you have those value differences, because we're always we're human beings, guy, girl. We're going to have differences in values. Things change in life. If you're not changing, you're falling backwards.
Amen.
The universe is always moving.
Amen.
We're constantly moving.
Amen. See, I knew we had some common ground, Avery.
We have right there. Well, when we're attacking the extremely from shidduchdaters.
Oh, right. That's the easiest part. Like, yeah, they're the from people. But by the way, I just want to say, Faye was not, totally guilty. Like, this guy was also guilty. Like, he's going to
Jack Cohen for
you don't like Jack Cohen. Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy, Jack. He has the like Syrian mentality, the Sephardic mentality. Yeah. Hello, you keep on knocking my camera. No, leave it there.
I'm not touching it. Yeah.
Just move over to that way.
He's out of his mind.
I like Jack. I wish him well. He's
Here's what you do on your first date. You punch it in the face and tell her this is life and this is how you got to date. And I'm a dating coach and I'm a therapist and I have empathy. Give her.
And he's a rabbi doctor.
Clean up her blood after. Do not.
All right.
Let her sit there.
No, I just to say. I gotta plug another thing.
Please.
I gotta. No, go on. Go on. I just gotta plug in another.
Oh gosh. No. I'm just taking out a lot of my inner hatred on this show, which has been bottled up and sat there for a while. But I really hate watch the entire thing. I put it on like 2.0 speed because I couldn't take it. It was so concerning. The most relatable and authentic person on the show was
like that 55-year-old dude.
Not the 55-year-old. Well, maybe him, but he was a little bit Asperger's, which is fine. That's just a personality. Was the blonde woman in the beginning, and she was the one that I felt the most aligned with.
Who?
I forgot her name. Hannah, maybe at the beginning.
What color hair did she?
Blonde.
The older blonde woman.
44-year-old woman.
Oh yeah. Oh, she was cute. She was so. Yes.
And or ALS, I forgot. And she was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I do want to get married. My family wants me to get married, and my grandfather's 99. And at the same time, she really wants to fall in love with the person. And she has that. She's very honest and open about the two diverging feelings that she has, which is marriage, married life, and making her family happy, yet also having a great time and being with someone for passion and someone that she loves. So I have a lot of sympathy for her, and I can empathize with her story.
Sounds like you like her better.
Yeah, because I can relate to her story. Yeah. I really felt compelled to.
Because she wasn't from. That's why.
No. I think because she was honest.
She was. That's the crazy thing. That's a crazy thing about what you'd your instant reaction like to her on the videos and everything. But like she was probably she was the most authentic person on that show. Authentic. And I will give it to Elisa. I think Elisa was very authentic as well. I liked her. You didn't. That's fine. Look, everyone's, the funny thing is I love that you probably go on like all these other Jewish media platforms and everyone's like, we hated them. We loved, no, mostly love.
Yeah,
we loved them. Oh, biggest Kiddush Hashem.
A lot of adoration from what I heard. Yeah.
It was,
yeah. It got more rose petals than Hillary Clinton at a Harvard University rally in 2016.
There was easy to say. There was a presupposition. There was a narrative that came out like before, like, oh, we're going to support, which is fine. It's so fine. I don't know. Maybe we do have to look around and hear other people's view on it. Patronizing. That was the word I was looking for. But patronizing. Everyone was like patronizing everyone on the show. Like, oh, you're the best. You're the best. Good for them for going on. By the way, nice cohesive unit.
Yeah, definitely. Give them props for going on. I didn't want to do it.
Let me see what else is.
Amazing questions.
Well, cheers.
The rule of thumb is date them till you hate them. Red flags.
Boy energy.
What do you think about that? Oh, here's your boy. Look at this guy.
I missed it. What you said?
All like amazing questions.
We're doing one of those like
This
what
guy.
call it videos? YouTube reacts, Avery reacts videos.
Avery reacts. Yeah, right here, right here.
I'm gonna do one on Netflix.
This guy. Oh, I don't think I saw this girl. Got to finish it up. I didn't finish it. Oh, this guy.
I can't hear.
Oh, this girl. This girl over here.
Who's that?
Oh, here I'll put the.
Boy
Is that
energy.
Natasha?
There were two big red flags. One was that she was a vegan, and one was that she had 2 cats.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's a problem.
You don't want to talk about other
Really went
dates.
into
You don't
him.
want
It
to
was
talk about
chemistry.
that.
That's a red flag.
I saw a lot of bad daters on here. 100%. I'll tell you
And if
that.
you don't believe me, just try doing it.
Just try doing it.
I respected the guy from Baltimore who lived in like Utah for talking about his divorce in the first date and being.
Oh yeah, that
authentic
guy was
about that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flexed
That
it
guy
on this
like
and
felt
very strong
a little
guy.
too. It felt like he was a little too comfortable. I put it off.
It seemed like he brought it up, like he, had
Yeah,
to-
when do you bring? Oh, we have we have episodes about that. We know when you're. Oh, here Donnie. Her name was Donnie Bergman. She's cute. Donnie, hit me up. Definitely hit me up. I'd love to. We can learn. We can learn together. Torah. There's no music. I'm just looking at the pictures here. Here. Then we have Ori. Here's Ori. This guy's Ori Basley. Yo, this guy's in love with his mother, man. Seriously.
he's from a different culture.
Oh, harmony. It's true, by the way. It is. It is a cultural thing. Yeah. It is it's a Sephardic thing. But you're in America, bro. You know?
I mean, we know a billion of him. I know a billion.
We know a lot of them, yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, look. What do we have? 500-600 girls dated between us? Probably a few overlap.
No.
Oh, Harmony. Yeah, she was adorable. I didn't see this girl, Cindy. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not recalling her. Noah Dreyfus, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy you were referencing.
Yeah.
Faye, go Faye. And then, by the way, Faye's mother, I loved it. Faye's mother could not wait to get on the camera and then, like 5 minutes in, go like, all right, this is where I leave you because I don't get involved in my daughter's dates. I was like, maybe you should have thought about the first 15 years. I don't know. Like, from women love saying that. They love saying that, man. I can't tell you how many dates I've been on where the mother would, say that. Like, within the first, like, I'd say, hi, how are you, Isaac? Okay, this is where they don't even respond or, like, acknowledge me. And they're just like, okay, this is where I leave you because my daughter is a responsible, mature young lady.
Can we just acknowledge how uncomfortable that is for everybody?
It sucks, bro. But if you're under, again, if you're under 25, it's just that's what it is.
I am lucky.
You don't got much of a say.
I think the heavens.
I mean, Faye and that other guy were what were they 28 or something?
Oh, and his mom was calling him on the date. Like
That was so
several times.
planted. That
Maybe
was
it
so planted.
Maybe not.
Well, I was going to talk about that guy. Maybe he'll come up here.
I don't know.
Okay, so Nakisha, keep doing what you're doing. I don't know any Jewish people in Utah. Now I know her. Who love to skate. That's crazy. That's that is an anomaly. This Stewie guy is adorable. But
He reminded me of a lot of people I know.
No comment. Yeah, a lot of people. Yes.
all.
Okay, Noah. Who's this guy? Noah Del Monte? Who is this guy?
Is he the Italian guy?
I have no idea. Is he the Arab guy who was on
Yeah,
there?
he's like an Italian, Israeli, like looking guy.
I don't know.
That must be him.
Is that all they have here? Is this one together? There's a lot of clickbait here. You got a lot of clickbait with this stuff.
So it seems.
Was that everyone on there? I don't even know. What to watch? Hey Alma, what's that? That one comes up. It's got to be some left wing, something. That's the only stuff that comes up right away. The stars, where are they now? Okay, whatever. Anyway, that was enough characters, I guess. That was enough. But the guy that Faye dated,
Yeah.
like, bro, get it together, man. Like, first of all, he's engaged, I hear. So that was the talk in the office. They're like, hey, you heard that guy from the... And I'm like, how would I know? And then I was like, oh, yeah, no, you're talking about. Actually, I saw Mayor Coco post about it. That's why, yeah, we used to hang... People should know we used to hang out with Mayor Coco, just so you should know. Then we were excommunicated from the group. Anyway. for political purposes. Yeah, the dude was like, when he went to Jack, and he's like, "Oh, Rabbi, it's a minion. And I'm like, bro, take it easy. And I'll tell you what I would have told him. I would have told him this. I would say, listen to me, son. All right. Got a lot going on. You're a religious person. You're dating. Let's just say I could go down a whole list of things you're not doing, which means you're doing well.
To borrow one of your lines, I would have told him, run for the hills.
Run for the hills. And I would have just been like, bro, it's all right, man. Like, okay, so you can't get to minion. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is, bro. That's it.
Again, a person needs to be...
Think about it. Like,
let me ask you. To go to a date.
Who do you
and
see?
be able to go to a person and feel like they're at home. They're safe. They're able to be their authentic self with that person. They can sing and talk about their flaws and struggles and the deepest, darkest, most inner... You want to murder someone? Yeah, let's talk about it. Why? Yeah. What's the deal with that? You don't really believe God exists? Well, what's the deal with that? Let's talk about it.
What is the deal?
Whatever it is, have that conversation with your partner. And don't rely on people who've not been able to have that authentic discussion with someone. So.
And yes, do it like that, but not too much in a self-loathing way.
Not self-loathing, but honest and real. That's all.
People like genuinity, I remember years ago, I went out with some girl, beautiful girl. She grew up in like Westchester, that sect of the Jewish community. And she became, she went to Israel, found God, all of a sudden religion. And then she married like some dude from YU. And this guy was like, he was like president of the Depression Club. And I was like, hey, he owned his stuff. And that's why, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Good family, I guess. I don't know. Whatever the throws were, He owned his shit. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
People and people like that sort of mix together is because depressed people have had the real feelings generally, and they understand. People who are authentic themselves will understand that they have felt depressed in life and they have felt joy. They have feeling, and unfortunately for the community, people hide it and they use things. They use outlets, forces, other things to mask their depression, and they take it out on their employees. They take it out on their school members by shushing the shit out of them. For no reason.
Million. Could not agree
more. And it's awful. It's horrible, and I hate it.
Could not agree more.
Despise it.
But then
call it out.
But then, by the way, I do call it out. But on the other hand, like, I just want, and I'll call those people. You got it. Having empathy, but also being like strict are not mutually exclusive. They can happen together. It's not war and peace. I have empathy. I have sympathy for I have sympathy and empathy for people.
Of course.
Like I'm saying, like we were telling about a lot of these guys who are on Netflix Jewish matchmaking. Okay, bro, I have sympathy for these guys. I have empathy. I've been there. But we got to call out the bullshit. You got to call it out, man. Like, what are you doing?
Call it out. Do better.
Yeah, I mean, specifically, I was thinking of like when he was with Donnie.
Do better.
When Donnie, the girl, was with that guy, that
guy?
The Sephardic minion guy.
The shul guy, yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, she was shit testing him.
Great, she was giving it to him.
She was
he deserved.
And I was like, bro, what do you do? I'm like, bro, stand up for yourself, man.
Respect.
Right. I just wanted to tell that guy. No. I
respect her for being. Direct.
That's fine.
Calling out his
totally
behavior.
But I'm just saying, with him, bro, get your stuff together, or like, at least acknowledge. Like, if that was me in that you'd never find me in that situation ever. I've never been in that. I would have said, okay, hold on, Missy. Okay, this is clearly not going anywhere. I'm gonna leave some money on the table, and I'm headed out whenever you're ready, because I made a commitment to go on an outing, and the bill's on me. Here you go. Here's my card. It's paid for. Have yourself a great day. That's it. That's it. It's over. That's what I would have done. Now, if she respectfully called me out for something, respectfully, I can't remember if it was respectfully or not. I don't remember. I was watching. I don't remember. Yeah. I was a little drunk when I watched it.
She was very respectful.
But if okay, so I wasn't watching it. But if she was respectful,
she could have been a lot nastier.
I would have been like, yeah, and I think she probably was. I just cannot remember offhand. But if she was respectful, which I'm going to assume she was because I like Donnie, I would have said, yeah, you know what? I don't think this is going to go anywhere. But yeah, let's just have drinks. Maybe I think I got a total stud for you, you know, back west. Something like that. There you go. Like, hey, we're friends. That's it. Don't look at me or judge me or like try to,
you
take
care about humanity and you care about people and you see someone, you see their pattern and their error, you will hope. I mean, from a place of empathy and care is don't do that to someone else, you stupid idiot.
You hate this guy. You want to hate him.
I hate
Avery wants to. Dude, where were you for Shavuos?
The action. I can't.
Where were you for Shavuos?
I was in the 5 towns by my family.
I could tell. You didn't even need to tell me. I knew already.
All the rage.
Dude, I see it. You're like, you know what you need to do? You need to smoke this thing over here. I'll only light one up for you.
I got the steam coming out of my nostrils.
You have it coming out.
Yep.
Oh my God. I'm like, bro, like, this was supposed to be a family show. Overall, because we have a few minutes left. We have a few more minutes left, but overall, I think everyone, I made, Aliza, Faye, Donnie, Sephardic minion guy, no. Sephardic guy out west, no. Utah girl, I was a Utah girl and Utah guy, I don't know. Everyone did a great job. Everyone did a great job.
Cancel the show.
Everyone did a great
awful.
job.
I never want to see the show.
And I love how I had so many people bring it up in conversation via text, email, phone call, whatever. And I was just appalled at how everybody complained to me and was like, it was so cringy. And I'm just thinking, man, there's something wrong with you. If you found it cringy, that onus is on you. That's your problem. Okay? It was a cute show. It did well. It resonated with a lot of people. Like, just shut it off. Shut it off. I know why it was very awkward for most people to watch, because most people are not used to seeing them on film. That's the reality. I'm on film because of this podcast. I was on film back when I was Color War General and Color War Chancellor. And I was on film back in high school when I was the senior skits, lead. Like, I'm used to being on film. I don't care. Like, I'm used to that. But most Jewish people are not on film, so they're not used to seeing themselves. And, they got to get used to that because Netflix is out. Yo, season 2 is coming. Season 2 is coming, man. And Avery is going to star in it. Woo! Yep, we're making the announcement now. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. We don't want to, I didn't want to break the cadence there. Okay. Okay, so Avery, in our last few moments here, here I wrote this down. Let me see here. Buy suntan lotion. Oh, no, that's not it. Do you want to thank anybody?
Nope.
What do you mean you don't want to thank anybody? You're a son of a bitch.
I said enough. I gave you my
What about
do
you want to thank Shevi Lipschitz, who played Rosie?
No.
Do you want to thank Faige Strom, who played Paige?
Absolutely not.
Avromi Meyer, who played Rabbi AY?
Not in a million years.
Chani Kahan, who played Coach Hannah?
Her, I'll thank you.
Okay. Oh yeah, you'll thank her.
I'm kidding around with you. No, I don't.
Yona and Chani Laster.
I'm just messing. You caught me in the mood. So.
What about Ahuva Shandelman? What about this guy Izak J held? Die!
I thank everyone for coming on, supporting, watching the show, contributing to the show, making an impact in my life.
Amen.
And in the audience's life, and hopefully, again, we resonated with you during this time period, the last 3.5 years, whatever it is we've been doing the show. And that's it. Be well and be yourself.
It's exactly 4 years,
as
by the way.
Joseph
It's exactly
says,
4 years.
Follow your bliss. Take you where your heart leads you. Let your heart not be troubled. And yeah, it's been
Amazing.
a wonderful ride.
Amazing. It's not goodbye, son. It's I'll see you later. It's a big one, folks. IJ and Avery pull down the curtain. They retire after 100 episodes. At least Avery is. We wanted to thank everyone we named. Some other shout-outs. Rachel Vaynberg, Rikki Yarmish, Blimi Klugman. I don't remember Tamar's last name. Felix. Felix is a friend of mine. I can't remember his last name. And then Feldman. I got to thank Shelly Feldman. Shelly Feltz. Okay, so this is last time in the NTS bunker. That's what we're calling this now, the bunker. And I mean that's pretty much it. Just want to play this song. That's it for now. We'll see. Well, anything? Avery? Is there like a way you would come back wearing the 45 jersey like Michael Jordan?
To the Shidduch podcast?
Yes.
I think that part of my life
is dead and gone.
Is for now, dead.
So nothing we can do. All right.
Nope.
Let's play some music because music is the way to go. That just like came to an abrupt halt. What about the theme song? You take them off.
Nobody talks, nobody talks, nobody talks Shidduchim.
This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.
All right, folks, as I usually end off, happy face, smiley face, silly face, proud face, safe face, loud face, intriguing face. Continue the faces. Don't give up the fight. And we'll see you on the next journey. That's about it.
Nobody talks, nobody talks, nobody talks Shidduchim.
This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.